also our student athletes. So, Coach, the podium is yours.
Good afternoon, everybody. Just want to talk a little bit about our summer. This has been a very challenging summer for our guys. We had a really challenging summer, hard summer. I thought everybody responded. All of our guys really got better, make big strides. In particular, I thought Donnie had a really good summer after recovering from his injury. Came back, changed his body, worked really, really hard. JJ as well. So we're just excited. This is a group that really, cares about each other, the joy that they have for each other's success. And I think that's what I'm most excited about with this team this year is for everyone to get a chance to see how much they care about each other and how connected they are. And I think that's going to bode well for us for this upcoming season. Questions?
Coach, thank you. Folks, if you would, please identify yourselves and the agency that you're with. That would be fantastic. Coach, your first question will be front row to the right.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. How are you, Coach?
What's going on, Dan? How are we doing?
Doing well. This, as you know, is about family. Mm-hmm. You had the opportunity to play at Syracuse, to be an assistant coach at Syracuse, to be the next in line to Boeheim, and to be the head coach now. With Lawrence Moten's passing and Arthur Jones as well, we're reminded of family. Just what you can say about the S being a lot bigger and being a part of this family and what it means to you to coach the future members of the family.
I think obviously hearing the news about Lawrence Moten passing and then, days later with Art, you really, puts things in perspective. And, we've always been a family. And I think in tough times, that's I think that's when you really got to pull together. I shared with these guys, Lawrence was a teammate of mine, and that these times are special. And that's why you got to have true relationships and true connections and have that joy for each other, because once you start playing, weddings, whatever it is, these are the guys that are going to be a part of that. So, we've already preached family to these guys when they came here, and I think they've seen it. They've had a chance to experience it. In the summer, whenever our guys come in, they always stop by, spend some time with our guys and talk. So it's been a tough, week for the Syracuse family, football and basketball, and for that honor, just two young men that passed away way too early. That meant a ton, and what better individuals, just great individuals.
Coach, to your left, first row.
Hi, Coach. Sydney Coulier, Newhouse Sports Media Center. In today's game, roster continuity is rare. How have you approached building chemistry with so many moving parts, and do you think this year's group has a different level of cohesion going into the season?
I think, that's always been a challenge, and obviously it's a little bit more difficult now just because of the freedom of the players. But I think with this year, bringing back Donnie and JJ and them being a part of the process of putting this team together, they were a part of the meetings, they were part of the recruiting, they were a part of the visits. I think that helped us a lot. I think that gave us a step forward, them being able to be a part of that, and I think that's going to help this group. And I think, once the group got together, I think we gelled pretty quickly, more quickly than other teams that I've had, but this year this team really gelled pretty quickly.
Coach, from the podium, a follow-up to that, do you lean on JJ and Donnie more so than you would returners based on the roster makeup this year?
Yeah, I think, JJ and Donnie, Donnie had a decision to make, and when he made that decision to come back and return, and JJ as well, I thought, those are our building blocks, and there was no gray area about that. When we recruited, when we went out, we knew that we were building around them and bringing pieces in for them to play with, and they got excited about that. But to lean on them, absolutely. It was they were a big part of being able to attract the talent and the players that we got this year.
Coach, back to your right with Dan.
Coach, lessons learned in these first couple of years for you as the head coach of this program. We've seen not just Syracuse, but a lot of ACC schools be in a situation where they're following a Hall of Famer. So just what you've learned in these last couple of years as you step into year 3.
I think you learn patience. I think you learn. I've learned patience. It is a process, no matter what. No one is immune to it, and you can't skip steps. There's no, success without failure. you know, I think we've had our failures, and I think I've learned from those. You know, and moving forward and building this team, I think, you know, the last 2 years is an accumulation of what this roster is this year.
Coach, back to your left this time in the blue shirt.
Nathan Lowry with the Hill Brothers. Coach, you spoke on family just a couple of minutes ago. What does it mean for you to be able to bring in a recruit like Kyan Anthony, a guy that his father, very well known at Syracuse? What is it like to bring him in and to continue recruiting and bringing people in from that area and people, maybe former players' sons to Syracuse as well?
You know, when we had a chance to recruit Kyan, and we recruited Kyan and watched him obviously be, you know, with his dad being an alum, being able to watch him from his freshman year on, you know, I think it was really exciting because it wasn't about his dad. It was about his ability, and, you know, he got better, and, you know, he's a really good basketball player. You know, he was the #1 player in our state when he came out, and you have to be able to retain that when you have those players in your state, and to be able to keep them home and really home is exciting, you know, and he's talented. You know, the thing that I love about him is he's a part of the guys, you know, and he wants to get coached, and he wants to be better, and he's shown that, and he's progressed every year, so we're excited to have him.
Coach, your last question, second row to your left.
How you doing, Coach? Colby Dant, college basketball experience. I was wondering, looking at this year's team and your makeup, is there something that that is obvious, much better than last year's team? And also, I wanted you to touch on playing in the Players Era tournament in Las Vegas.
You know, when we built this team, we wanted to get bigger. We wanted to get quicker. And those are the things, and obviously you maintain your skills, your shooting and stuff like that. So, you know, we just wanted to get bigger and quicker overall as a program, you know, increase our athleticism and positional size, and that's what we went out to do. You know, our guards are now all 6'3" to 6'5", wings 6'6" to 6'8", 6'9", you know, and our front court, we go up to 7 feet. So we just wanted to be, you know, bigger, stronger, and being able to have some type of versatility. So that was the main focus in putting this roster together, and in playing in the Players Era, that's one of the biggest tournaments they have, and we need to be in that because that's where our program is. It's been there. That's the history of our program, and so for us, it's a great opportunity for us to get out there and compete and see where we're at and keep building and move forward. So we're excited to be in that. It's a great field, great event, and we're looking forward to it.
Coach, thank you. You can switch spots with Donnie. We've got 3 or 4 minutes with each of our student athletes. Please identify yourselves once again and the outlet that you're with, and we will get started with Donnie Freeman. Donnie, we're going to go fourth row, 1, 2, 3, fourth row, right on the aisle, right in the center. So just follow her all the way up.
Hey, Donnie Tatoda from the Post-Standard in Syracuse. Can you take us through a little bit of your rehab after you had your foot surgery and what this summer's been like for you?
Yeah, my rehab was tough, like kind of mentally and physically, just not knowing where I'd be when I got back. But like from building from top to bottom, like I feel better than I did before I even got injured. Like my foot feels better than it did before. So, but I mean, you got to just kind of learn myself and just kind of learn what I can get better on from top to bottom. But my rehab has been great. Like I'm in a better place than I was before, and I'm excited to get back on the floor.
Donnie, to your right, first row.
Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Donnie, when you look at that decision to come back to Syracuse because that opportunity for you last year was cut short, what was it about Syracuse in this world of free agency that you wanted to keep wearing the S on your chest, so to speak, for the Orange and be a part of this team?
Yeah, I mean, despite what other people might say or what you might hear, like, I mean, it was a no-brainer for me coming back. Like, I felt like I had unfinished business here with my team and my coaches. Like, I believe in the staff from top to bottom, and I knew, like, I trust them and they trust me as well. So, I mean, this is where I wanted to be, and I feel like I got unfinished business, so that was kind of a no-brainer for me to come back.
Donnie, to your left, third row, right at the aisle.
Hey, Donnie. Jay with Greenville Sports Media. Is there a certain player or team that you look forward to playing this year?
Not necessarily like a player or a team in particular. Like, I'm kind of excited for every team on our schedule for the most part. I can't really pinpoint one team or one player in particular.
Donnie, from the podium, through your injuries, you talked about it being tough mentally and physically. What did you learn about yourself through the process of rehab?
The biggest thing for me was like I never held my head or I never like pouted about it. Even though I was sad about it, but I never held my head or pouted about it. Like it kind of made me stronger. But I kind of learned it. I kind of used it as an opportunity to learn from like a different like view, a point of view from the game. So like seeing from the sideline, I got to see different things and I got to learn just more about myself and just like in total.
Any other questions for Donnie from the floor? We're going to go left side. Donnie, second row.
How you doing, Donnie? Delonte Smith from College Experience. I wanted to know about some of the players. I know you got some moving pieces in. Who's a player? I mean, we know about Kai and Sadiq. Who is a player that not many people are talking about you think can have a breakout season this year?
I think the X factor for us would, well, not even the X factor, but a player that a lot of people are sleeping on is Tyler Betsy for us. I feel like he can be really good for us. He's 6'8", 6'9". He's strong, long arms, can defend, can shoot, really versatile. So I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on him, but he'll wake up a lot of people. And another player that I think is going to wake a lot of people up is Nate Kings as well. He was at Oregon State last year, one of the best shooters I ever seen. So I feel he's going to wake a lot of people up for sure.
Donnie, thank you. You and JJ can switch spots, and we'll spend a few minutes with Mr. Starling. Again, same protocol. Please identify yourselves and the agency that you're with. And who would like their first question for JJ? We will go to first row, right side.
JJ, Dan Tortora, wakeupcalldt.com. Being in the backcourt with Kai and Anthony, I mean, this is a special moment, a special opportunity, but to speak first on Cayenne and what it's like to work with him, and then secondly, the overall backcourt beyond the two of you.
Yeah, I mean, Kai is a great kid. He's a worker, along with our whole team. You know, he just came in willing to learn. You know, we got really close in the summer. You know, he's asking questions. He's in the gym, getting shots up. So that's what you want in your backcourt mate. And then, like I said, just touching on the whole team and the backcourt as a whole, everybody's just in the gym pushing each other. You know, even after a long practice, we're staying after, getting shots up, playing ones. You know, that's what you want in a team, and that's what you want daily to compete.
JJ, left side, first row.
What's going on, JJ? This is Tori with Hill Brothers. Seems like from year to year you have improved since your freshman year. Last year you scored about 17, 18 points. How have you embraced being a leader on this team, especially going into this year?
Just getting more out of that scoring perspective and just more on leading, being more vocal, buying into what my coaches are telling me defensively. You know, I can be more than just a scorer. I can be a playmaker. I can be a vocal leader on the floor, a voice that relays whatever the coaches are saying. So this year, I just really want to obviously improve on the things that I've been doing well, and then just, you know, really buy in on that defensive role that I know I can grow into.
JJ, your last question to the right, first row, back to Dan.
JJ, it's been a minute since we've seen Syracuse in the NCAA tournament. What makes you believe, looking at this staff and this roster, that we'll see a return to grace for Syracuse, in your opinion?
I mean, I wish you guys were able to see practices. That would answer itself. You know, every day we're competing. You know, we have this guy along with the other coaches pushing us every single day. No matter if we think we're having a good day, you know, they're on our tails because they know that we can be better. And that's what we need. So we have the right pieces, the right group of guys that just want to play for each other, want to be there for each other, and just compete. And like you said, get to the NCAA tournament.
JJ and Donnie Red, thank you. Good luck this season. Folks, we're going to move to the breakout room just